Hey guys, welcome back. Today is Thanksgiving in the United States and I won't be celebrating it personally. It's my third year not celebrating Thanksgiving, but I did want to come on here and thank you because I love this channel and it's been a huge part of my life and my creative expression and a way for me to heal through some really difficult, challenging times. And it would not have been the same without people that actually came and watched my videos and liked them and subscribed to me and leave comments, and I just really appreciate you. So I wanted you to know that without this YouTube channel, I don't know if I would have gotten through the difficult time that I had when I made it many years ago in early 2015. Some of you know that I was actually heavily medicated on anti-anxiety drugs during like all of my original series. So the Sun, Moon, Ascendant series, heavily medicated. It wasn't until maybe Mercury or Venus that I was off medication. I had taken myself off of it, and I was just going through such tremendously challenging times that this was the only avenue of creative control I had in my whole life. And I can't believe that people actually subscribed. It still blows my mind. I really didn't think anybody would want to hear me or listen to me. I had horrible self-esteem issues. And this channel has helped me to become more expressive, to use my voice, to really live out loud. And I appreciate that you guys also bared with me when I stopped doing astrology for the first time in like decades, since I was about maybe 11 or 12. And when I had my twin flame experience, and you guys even listened to me and just let me express what was really happening to me during my twin flame experience. And to be able to do that out loud and to not care who judged me for that, and to know that my friends and family were watching me and often judging me and talking about me behind my back, and some of them aren't even aware that I knew. And it was really lonely, but to be able to express myself and just be like, this is who I am, this is what I'm going through, I don't care what you think of me or what you say, this isn't for you. If you judge me, it's for the people who I know were experiencing the same thing. And I'm really appreciative of that. And you guys gave me not one, but two different businesses, because I was doing astrology readings and then I switched to being a twin flame coach, and I just can't thank you enough. So thank you so much. And I hope that wherever you are, you're having a wonderful day today. And just know that appreciation is part of my every single day practice. And I've done a few videos on my daily routine, but I have an actual appreciation exercise I do every day. And I wanted to share some of that with you in this video to give back. So first of all, I have been following a channeler called Bashar, which is a lot like Abraham Hicks, for many years. So I found Abraham Hicks in like 2012, 2013-ish. And then I found Bashar shortly after. But Bashar is just very obscure, like much more obscure than Abraham Hicks. That has completely blown up. Everybody knows who Abraham Hicks is. So it's similar, but more specific. And a lot of the things that I get that I coach with are tools I got from Bashar, which I'm pretty open about with my clients. But in any case, Bashar talks about the 7 basic needs for humans. And that is the things that we need that like we will die without. And so this is them in order of how fast we will perish as humans without them. So it's air, water, sleep, food, shelter, connection, and expression. And I thank God for those every day. So I just literally like do a breathing exercise, and then I say that I appreciate those 7 things. And then I go into a journaling appreciation kind of rampage, and I start with those 7 things because it really grounds me and helps me to remember what's important, and that it doesn't matter how those things are fulfilled, but just that they are. So I wanted to share that with you because sometimes the simplest things are the most profound, and it can really be a humbling but freeing experience to remember that everything else is superfluous. Another thing I learned from Bashar is the 5 laws of existence. So these are the 5 things that are the only absolute truths. And it's really freeing to hear this, so I'll share it with you. So the 5 things are: you exist, and you will always exist. The second one is everything is here and now. The third is the all is the one and the one is the all. The fourth is what you put out is what you get back. And the fifth is everything else changes but the first 4 laws. So that means that any other belief other than the first 4 is optional. It's a choice. And the last thing I want to share with you is something called the excitement formula. I think that Bashar just calls it the formula, actually. And this is something that I share with my clients all the time, because although I tend to coach only people that have been at one point or are going through a twin flame experience, generally people who are like kind of getting past that really harsh, addictive, obsessive, painful part, and they've already gotten past that. So I usually coach people that have already been through some sort of initial detox. They might have been on it for a few years. They might have gone through somebody else's course, and they just need some additional help. And my coaching really is not focused on getting someone off of the addiction. It's just assuming that they have already gotten past that and they're trying to live their best life. And this formula is tremendously helpful. I have been using it for like 7 years, and although I do forget to use it sometimes, it's really the thing that will align you fastest. It is the thing that will get you into like 5D the quickest, although Bashar doesn't use that term 5D, but it is got a whole myriad of things attached to it. So what it will do is it's a complete package. It begins the organizing principle of synchronicity. It leaves nothing else out. It becomes the driving force of your life so that it basically supports itself, and just a myriad of other things. But I'm going to share the formula with you. It's a 4-part formula. It's very simple. Act on your excitement to the best you are able with no insistence on outcome, and remain in a positive state. So I'll say it one more time. Act on your excitement to the best you're able with no insistence on an outcome, and remain in a positive state. And I'm going to break those 4 parts down for you, because although it sounds simple, when you actually start to use it, it can be a little bit confusing as to the different parts. And this is something that I've been studying for years. So I really have mulled over it and sought clarity for every different part of it for years. So that's why I wanted to share it with you. So first of all, the first part is act on your excitement. So the action part is the most important part. It's not something you can think about. It's only based on actual action. So action itself can be very small, right? Like typing something into my phone is an action, right? And you can do devastation with a tweet, right? But it's an action. And likewise, meditation is an action. If you actually take time out to sit and meditate, you are taking an action. But sitting and thinking about something without doing anything is not an action. So thought itself is not considered an action. And emotion itself is not considered an action. It has to be a physical action. Action is the language of physical reality. Nothing gets energy into motion without some form of action. So I just wanted to be clear about that. Now, when you do have clarity through meditation and presence and a Zen lifestyle, the action you take can be very powerful, as opposed to somebody who is constantly trying to get things moving or going by doing things. So as an example, somebody who is very aligned and focused might attract a job offer to them, like at the supermarket, and it just works out, right? Somebody's like, oh, somebody's looking for a job at so-and-so, I could get you an interview. And you're like, oh, that sounds good. And then all of a sudden you're in a new job. People do have those experiences. I have had those experiences many times. I have shared them with you. In fact, my entire journey from New York to Sedona was like that. 3 months and I had a new place to live. Very simple. Then there's some people who will like send out hundreds of resumes. They'll have like dozens of interviews. They'll have different callbacks. They'll keep getting into dead ends and they'll just keep going, and it will take them a year to get a new job, right? And the difference is alignment and clarity. So your action can be really powerful, small. So the greatest power has the lightest touch, but action is the important part. Now, excitement. Excitement to me, if I hear the word, it sounds like the way a child feels like Christmas morning or the day of a vacation or something where like you're so full of enthusiasm you can't even sleep. But it doesn't have to be like that. You can feel excitement to take a nap. So excitement is the closest word in our English language to the feeling. But what I like to ask myself is, in any given moment, because this is a moment-to-moment thing, it's not like you use this formula for what will my career be or what type of partner do I want to be married to forever. It's moment to moment. It's now. So the thing I usually ask myself is either what sounds best for me to do right now, or what feels best for me to do right now, or if there were no limits, what would I do right now? So those are the 3 questions I ask myself to identify my excitement. And you have to be careful that you're not confusing your definitions, because the definition of excitement is not anxiety. Anxiety and excitement are the same energy, but anxiety is excitement filtered through a limited belief. So that's important to know, because if it's anxiety, that's not excitement. That's a false definition. So act on your excitement to the best you are able. To the best you are able means literally to the best you can. So you have to use creativity in these means, but it doesn't mean doing something that goes against your larger society's laws. So it doesn't mean breaking the law. You might feel like you didn't create the laws, so you aren't responsible for the laws, but Bashar has been very clear about this. We live in a collective. So we have agreed collectively to laws, and it is choosing an experience of disempowerment to feel that you don't have a say in those laws. So some people think their vote doesn't matter, and some people think, well, I didn't create that law, so I'm going to break it. But we all have power to do anything. It's literally, we're creating our own universe every moment. So that is an illusion. So the laws of the land, so to speak, they are a limit. Likewise, we have physical limitations and we have just roadblocks that come up. And if we creatively have tried everything and then we get a roadblock, yeah, that's to the best we were able. So after that, it's fine. The third part is no insistence on an outcome. This is the part that people most commonly leave out of the formula, I've noticed. So no insistence on a specific outcome. Like, let's say you have a vision of something and so it excites you, you feel good about it, so you start acting upon it to the best you're able. As soon as you feel excited and you're in the action of it, drop the picture, because what happens is you might actually be presented with an outcome that is even better than the one that you had in mind. But if you're insisting on an outcome, you will prevent yourself from receiving that. So it will end up stopping your ability to do the formula. So this is the hardest one for most humans because we tend to get stuck on a vision. But the faster you can drop the insistence on that vision coming true, once you're in motion, the better your outcome will be. And also you can have expectations, but there's no insistence. So that is the same thing as having an attachment to an outcome. So no attachment to outcome. And finally, remain in a positive state. So the fourth part of the formula is, it's pretty self-explanatory. Remain in a positive state. And the easiest way to make sure you're in a positive state is that whatever happens around you, whatever circumstance comes up, circumstances are people, places, and things, actions, events, anything outside of you, any outside form, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you do with it. So you can ask yourself things like, what is in this for me? What is a positive outcome I can get out of this situation? How can I use this to my benefit? So asking yourself these questions and figuring it out creatively keeps you in a positive state. And then no matter what happens, even if it appears initially to be a negative circumstance, it will become positive for you. So this is a way to take anything that happens and use it. It's like alchemy, basically. You're alchemizing it into something positive for yourself. And by following this formula, you can remain in a positive state, in your highest state of energetic alignment with your higher self, with your soul, with your oversoul, whatever you want to call it, with God, with the universe. It's keeping you in that highest state possible. And in that state, your actions are very effective, your intention is very clear, and you are naturally attracting whatever's on your frequency to you. So synchronicity begins and it continues that cycle. So that is the formula. And I hope that you can use it to your benefit. I know that I've gotten so much out of it, and I just wanted to share it with you as a way to say thank you for everything that you've done for me. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye.